Okay, in this video we're just going to have a look at where you can find LUTs for Panasonic Lumix cameras, and specifically in this video we're just looking at where you can get free LUTs that will work with the camera. And if you don't know what LUTs are, I'll link up in the corner to an article about what they are and what they do. But essentially you can use them on photos and videos to give sort of specific styles to how you want your footage to look. And they don't always have to work on top of Vlog, but the first ones we'll look at, they do that. So essentially, if you are shooting video and you're shooting Vlog specifically, then these are quite a good set of LUTs to have a look at. So they're official Panasonic ones, and they don't cost anything to download. So they're a really good starting point to go from. I'll link this in the description so you can check these out. But basically, when you download this set, you get all of these with it. They're not all really that good, I'm not going to lie. Some of them are not particularly great, but there are some pretty good ones in there that I like. Aggressive 709 I like, Nicest 709. There are some fairly decent ones in there that you can kind of drop on, and they look pretty good as a kind of a base point. And you can always tweak and work on top of these. They don't have to be a final end product, just sticking a LUT on there and that's the end of it. There's always a little bit of fine-tuning you can kind of do around that and kind of tweak it to your kind of preferences. But there's some nice kind of base profiles here, and I've done a video on how you can kind of get these into the camera. You download them from here, and then, like I say, I'll link to that up in the corner, and that's how you can kind of get them into the camera. I don't have real-time LUT on my camera, so if you've got a newer camera that supports that, it's an ever so slightly different process, but it's it's more or less the same. The way that I do it, I use the View Assist library. So I essentially look at how the LUT looks whilst I'm recording, and then when I'm finished recording, the footage that I've got is still in Vlog. It's just a flat profile, and then I apply all of my profiles and things afterwards, or add LUTs and do color corrections afterwards, because that's the way I like to work. I don't really want to bake things straight in. That would be fine for maybe social media stuff, or stuff that just has to go straight to a client to review or something like that. But generally I like to just have the log footage, and then I can work on top of that. And then outside of these, there are also, again from Lumix directly, you've got these things called the creator LUT. So again, there's John Simo's put together like a few bits and pieces here. So you can see you've got Day for Night, Gritty Cinema, Vintage Vibes, just a few different ones you can go in and kind of download and use. And you can see again, these ones are to be applied for Vlog. So we're looking at video here. We're not really looking at, we're not looking at photography, because although you can shoot photos in Vlog, it's not recommended, because you're not going to get the best kind of latitude out of your images shooting Vlog. And although that sounds counterintuitive, for video it's better. For photography it's not. So it's pay attention to kind of these bits. And then what you can do, again, you can just download these in the same way, just download them one by one, whatever you like, and you can upload those to your camera and use them. So you've got a bit more. These are more sort of on like the creative side, these kind of LUTs. They're called the creators LUTs. So they're a bit more sort of creative effects that you can add to your video. So you could download all of those. Again, they're completely free. You don't really need to do anything. You don't go give away all your details and email and stuff like that. They are just purely, you just click on them and you download them. So it's again a nice easy way just to get some LUTs that you can kind of work on top of and build from. And then the next way is essentially using let me just bring this up. So we've got Lumix Lab. And don't worry too much about whether your camera is supported with this, because Lumix Lab essentially will allow you to go in and export different LUTs. So it has a whole library of LUTs. Currently, the supported cameras, you can see we've got S9, GH7. So the latest full frame camera, latest Micro Four Thirds camera, both supported. Some older full frame cameras, and I mean the last two released before that, and the last micro four thirds camera released before the GH7. We've got the S5 Mark II, Mark IIX, and the G9 Mark II being supported as well. So, you know, that may be expanded a little bit. It all really depends on what cameras support real-time LUT. If they don't support real-time LUT, Lumix Lab's not going to be supported because it just wouldn't work. But what you get in here is a whole kind of library of free LUTs. Again, they're all added by creators, so you know you can take a look, see what kind of effects you like, and have a little sort of play around with some of them. You can add images into Lumix Lab straight from your gallery. So again, even if your camera's not supported, you can just add pictures in, play around with the LUTs, see what you kind of like. These ones specifically will work for photography and video as well because they're based on profiles. So make sure you check this. Some of them are based on Vlog. Some of them are based on things like the natural profile and so on. So you can kind of check that in the in the Lumix Lab app before you download them. And the way it will work, if you've got a supported camera, you'll actually be able to send them straight to the camera from the app. So that's the kind of, you know, the benefit of being supported or having a newer camera that's supported by it. But if you have an older camera, what you can actually do, you can go in and there's an option under each LUT. Basically, you can download it and then it's in your lab app, as it were, like in your lab library of LUTs. And then from there, you can actually share it, and you can do that as a zip file over email or Google Drive. Anyway, you can get it out to yourself, basically, and then you just perform that same installation on the camera. You know, you've got to put it onto your SD card and so forth. But you know, again, that is something that's in that other video, so you can kind of check that out. And on top of that, the other thing you could actually do, if you've got, we ran through this in a different video, but if you've got the Panasonic GH6 or GH7, what you can actually do is you could go in and you can get the unlock key for this. I'll link to the other video where we talked about it because I'm not going to go into it in a lot of depth, but you can actually download the unlock key for Arilog C3, and then from there you could actually use their look library, and that has essentially got, you know, it's quite a lot. It's nearly 100 sort of looks or LUTs, you know, all pre-ready to use. So that kind of opens that up as well. That's not free, but you know, in terms of what you pay, you do get quite a good selection of LUTs, and obviously they're very high grade, good quality kind of LUTs as well. So, you know, there's other stuff out there, really good conversion LUTs that'll get you from one camera look to another. You know, lots of nice creative LUTs and things out there, but this is just kind of to get you started, really. So, you know, there's plenty of like good free ones you can kind of play around with. You don't have to spend any money or give out your details to, you know, a bunch of people to kind of get this stuff. There's plenty there to kind of get you started with. So yeah, if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments. If you want to see more Lumix content, check out the playlist on this channel. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, and please subscribe.